know that. Coming in with amazing attacks. They have to start off with 3 stars. That is the real momentum that they have to do. And Sincere Prayer is wanting to do that with the Super Dragons to kick this one off.
Yeah, so 3-star start. This is one of those attacks that often tends to provide that. Very strong in the meta currently, and coming in with the approach of setting those drags through, but we have the blimp to cut across for the back end. I do not see a clone spell. Try and use some minions and clear out the single targeting Inferno and get to the Town Hall. So I'll be interested to see how he's going to navigate this pathing, since we have not set the blimp quite in place yet.
Yeah, he's waiting patiently here as the Super Dragons make their way straight into the core. There's a freeze onto the Ground Expo and the multi-target Inferno. The single locks onto a Super Dragon, which is going to do a lot of damage, and none of them are pathing to the single, so that's going to be a problem here.
It really is. This is a bit of a risky approach coming in. Blimp cutting across from the opposite side to get to the Town Hall, not cutting through the pass. Freezes up that single, but the Queen and King are still alive. And single is going to be the biggest problem for this in the end. But we do have the Royal Champ to come in and maybe snipe it out.
Yeah, the Royal Champ will come in at the end. We have 1 free spell to use, 1 minion as well. So it's going to be a question about time, too. The Queen is kind of tanking this Ground Expo, as the Royal Champion is going to have to be really clutch in the rest of this attack. When is he going to use the freeze? I would say he has to save it for the Royal Champ, because his Queen did her job. The Queen dies. The Unicorn is going to come off and go. Oh, there's the ability. Hits this. The Unicorn's tanking, and he's going to potentially get this. Freeze.
Yep, and Lassie coming in, tanking, has the job done.
What?
Did not even need to necessarily freeze to do this. Leaving that Town Hall to the very end. One of the riskiest things I have seen, Carbon, but comes in with that 3-star start, and that's exactly what you said they needed to do.
They did indeed. What a way to start off this war. And now the question is, will Queen Walkers have a little rust? Because they've been waiting through several matches just for this one right now. That is a question we're going to see if we get an answer. But we know Stadra loves to kick off the Queen Walkers attacks, and he's probably going to come in with some Super Dragon. Because Stadra always has been some sort of ground kind of Yeti P.E.K.K.A. smash attacker, but as of recently, he's really been switching to the Super Dragon attack and been crushing bases.
Yeah, he's taken to the air and adapted very well with this particular strategy.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk about his approach and coming into it, where he often actually comes in to the Town Hall with the Super Drags, which, again, is a risky approach in how you go about it because of the risk of losing too many Super Drags through that poison bomb. But somehow he manages to keep it alive and well, where other players seem to fall short. He's just got that secret weapon behind him and how he uses it, and that's what we're waiting to see, unless he wants to give the viewers out there a little bit more of what they want and switch it back up to some ground smash. We'll see.
It's just surprising that we haven't really seen the ground attacks been used at all here in World's Warm-Up. And I just would love to see a list of every single attack that came in. And it's just I think we saw at least Bernal use a Queen Charge hybrid. I saw that at least once. Mm-hmm. And that's really all that I can remember off the top of my head in terms of the ground attacks that came in.
Yeah, I only remember like a hybrid and a hog attack, and that's about it. It has been dominating with air, showing the power for sure. And sticking to it is Stadra with those Super Drags. So we do have a Town Hall here on the outside edge. We see the Sneaky Gobs coming in, clearing out some of that pass so they don't have too much work to do before making that connection, getting to the Town Hall.
With that Queen up top, these Super Dragons are coming straight on in, and the Town Hall's off to the right, and he is using that Stone Slammer. So again, he loves to not actually send that blimp for the Town Hall. It seems to be really working, and having just the Super Dragon path its way over there does have a poison spell. Let's go ahead and use it onto the archers. Not just yet. Or he just waits. The Super Dragons are just absolutely crushing through the archers with their just flame and fire ability here. And he did miss that poison spell on the Super Minions, but he's now locking onto the Town Hall with the Super Dragons.
Yep, and they are working their way around that poison bomb. He's still got the AD to worry about on the opposite side of the base, but he's cut through the majority of these heavy defenses. Still has the Eagle to get through, but the Royal Champ's on it with the Queen powering along, holding on to her ability. Unicorn still alive as a scatter shot goes down. There's really nothing of consequence left once that scatter shot goes down to the Warden and Electro Owl.
Yeah, with that King over there slowing down the Royal Champion, still has her ability, has the Queen ability, so her Royal Champion should be able to secure a bunch of this Tesla farm, but he's gonna have to use the Freeze and the Balloon Baby Dragon perfectly to provide that tanking. RC's ability is not used just yet. Pops it, down goes some of these Teslas. Can he use a Baby Dragon to the bottom? No, he's gonna probably want to distract this Archer Tower. He does, use it onto the cannon to help protect the Royal Champion health. This is going to be close here.
And Royal Champ taking a couple of hits from those bombs and the giant bomb on the outside, but the Baby Dragon really helping out with this one. Here's the freeze where if the Royal Champ needs for the back end with the Cannon Archer Tower combination, he can use it, but the Loon for now helping to tank in this one. Queen's rounding the corner back to full health. There is the time to get it done, Carbon, and there is the power. Stadra coming in.
Yes! Wow. Look at that. Perfectly timed with the Baby Dragon Balloon and a freeze spell to get his Royal Champion the absolute best value. And look at that. Oh, baby. It is a triple for Stadra answering the call indeed to the triple from Vatang. And this war is not going to disappoint.
Yeah, little cheers to the audience with his tea or coffee that he has going. Probably some coffee to keep him awake at this point, considering what time it is for them. But absolutely beautiful push. And this is where you really can see the risk of what he does coming in from that position. It's not an easy approach, but he just seems to master it so well.
Yeah, he does. And it just shows how good he is. Makes it look so easy. You know, people that are going to be watching, using the Super Dragon and the Stone Slammer, they try it out and then they get a 1-star. They're like, well, that's why Stadra is so good. He makes it look so easy. It just breaks it down just part by part and coming in with these 3 stars so many times. But there's so much more that goes down to it. It's a lot with the spell placements, making sure you're keeping those Super Dragons alive to get that value into the core of the base. Just beautiful job taking the base down. And now Vatang have to keep it going. They have to win these 2 wars back to back to have a chance. And we're starting off with PSW, and he is coming in with the Super Dragons.
So Super Drags seem to be the poison of choice right now to try and secure these 3 stars. Difference in this one is bringing in the Zapquake combination, taking out the defending Queen and that scattershot position. This is going to help section off the funnel, but we also have the Blimp that could come in for the Town Hall here. This is a very, very different approach from what we would often see coming through for Super Drags. A little bit of a variation on this.
You don't have too many spells to support the Super Dragons when you do end up taking the lightning there, but we have the Queen making her way off to the left. King is going to lead a charge into the enemy King, but the Super Dragons are down with the Stone Slammer moving into the Eagle to help secure all of this value, and it's going to take his time with plenty of time. Look at it, over 2 minutes left, and all the troops are basically deployed.
Yeah, so switching up the approach here, using the King and Queen for the Town Hall and bringing in that Stone Slammer. He has funneled up very nicely by using that Zapquake and making good use of the heroes and their power to move along in this. This is very narrowed out in the core of the base. Rage is getting perfect value in the spread that he has to work through those multis. It's the single that you want to see go down, but the Loons taking the lead for now provide the power for these Super Drags to take it on.
With that Royal Champion coming to the left side, freezes up the Scattershot and the Air Expo. So the Super Dragons are pathing their way through. And look at this. With the RC ability, RC should be able to get her ability off and skip through these final buildings. And it is indeed a 3-star for PSW. Vatang does not want to go anywhere, and they want to give Queen WalkerStephanie their first loss here in the world's warm-up to have a chance at trying to upset them from the lower bracket.
I think Vatang has just said, we are going to fight fire with fire. And they are bringing those super drags in to do it. And they are doing it very successfully at that. 2 for 2 now, trying to put some pressure on the Queen Walkers. But it comes down to defense. They were not able to hold them back in the first war of the day. Queen Walkers having gone with the perfect war. This is Vatang's chance to try and see if they were, you mentioned it, holding back bases for later in the war. You know, that was the question you had. Do you use your best bases early on, or do you save them to the end?
Well, that is a question that we always try to answer. And sometimes we ask them in interviews. And a lot of times they say they try to use it in the beginning so that they can get to this point. And maybe that's the case because we're seeing 3 stars coming in left and right here in this matchup. But the thing is, the storyline in this match is that the difference in the start for Vatang. They started with 2 stars, and it wasn't until later when Vatang started getting the triples. So this is a lot different of a start, and this will be able to help give Vatang that confidence going into the next set of attacks towards the last part of this match to really have a chance at getting that upset and forcing another match against Queen Walkers.
And so far, they're holding that confidence strong. Queen Walkers might feel the pressure here, especially since they've been sitting back and maybe have been confident, but this could shake them a little bit, seeing the power coming in from Vatang that is showing that they are not going down without a fight. They worked their way back to get here, and they are looking to try and claim that $15,000 prize pool, money on the line here for first place.
Yes.
But Gaku.
Oh.
Whoa. Look at this. We've got our ground.
Hog. Yes. What? No way. We got ourselves a queen to charge hog attack. I am shocked. Well, this is a difference. It's all air. So much air. It's finally a relief to see something different coming in with the queen charge hogs. And Gaku is taking his time and not going to be forced to drop it. Remember, you always have the 30 seconds to start any raid in Clash of Clans, so you might as well take full advantage of that time.
Absolutely. I was waiting to see what he was going to do with that flame flinger because I'm looking around the sections and there are mortars and expos around in all the areas, but he does switch it up to the blimp. So sailing his way through, coming in towards that single section. We're able to get the Yeti down, clear out the pass to take on that single targeting Inferno and ease up what the Queen needs, charging her way through. We've got the 2 super wall breakers to start lining this up and some nice easy openings in the wall. But if we want to push her in, we're going to need to try and get the King to work through as well and shape up the funnel.
Yeah, the King is coming down here. He's going to make his way to the right near the Arch Tower. He does have an additional super wall breaker, which can break open the wall next to the storage. And the King is actually looping his way in from the left side into there. And there indeed is the wall break. It's going to open this compartment. Queen can step in and grab this Town Hall, but we have to be careful with the CC and that single target Inferno that is now locking out the Queen. The Lava Hound runs to the Queen now, but can he make the Queen invisible potentially to try to protect her? But the Queen is just perfectly out of range of that single.
Perfect position, that hog helping to ensure that she stayed back far enough and she'll be able to advance on, take on that Town Hall, take on the defending AQ, and still has those freezes to try and hold off the single, but the ability also to carry it through. So while this is going on, drops that rage, keeps the hogs moving along. Early Warden ability to carry these hogs through. Big open section with the multi, and also potentials of giant bombs along the way.
Yes, look at that, the hogs. But all the giant bombs were next to the Eagle Artillery, the top side. A lot of the hogs have been just getting hit. The World Champion is coming into the left. The Queen needs to stay alive. He's only got 54 seconds. There's a rage onto his RC and to the Queen. The hogs are gone. So it's a matter of the World Champion going to have to clutch up the rest of this base with the Queen's help.
But we have headhunters to come in. We've got Frieza, Sneaky Gobs. We've got a lot of cleanup to spread around the base. A lot of the defenses are centralized and down at the bottom side.
My.
Going for it. Queen's working through. There is more than enough time for Gaku to secure this. So we not only get to see ground in the mix, but we get to see that it is still strong as Gaku takes a celebratory sip and moves forward with that 3-star. We are 6-6 right now, Carvin.
We are. That was a beautiful attack and was so nice to see a different attack. It was so nice to see ground. And if we think back to the stats, to the attack strategies, I think now that puts the ground attacks at 100% hit rate. Right? With hybrid, with maybe a Queen Charge Hogs. Maybe it's just an OP attack that people just haven't been using, right? Either way, it's incredible to see just how much value he was able to get with that Queen Charge. And then Hogs coming through was beautiful to move their way through. And I know definitely there's a lot of viewers that are loving to see someone a little bit different into the mix. But Rollo is bringing the Lalo and coming in with these skeleton spells that provide a bit of a distraction for this Queen to the top side.
Yeah, also opening up those Teslas, showing them for the Queen, able to get those down and protecting her from a lot of the incoming damage. We've got the Giant as well, Baby Drag to shape up the funnel here, and King providing some additional protection, but we want to start him working through into that scatter shot position where the Royal Champ lies. So another Ice Golem brought into play to try and help power that along.
Yeah, keeping your eye onto that Queen with the invisibility. Can she lock onto the town hall, putting the Tesla there to really make it a difficult process? But the Queen's ability goes off. Town hall has been secured, and now the Royal Champion is trying to make her way into the enemy Royal Champion and decides to invest that freeze to try to take this whole area down.
Yeah, King struggled a bit to get through with so much damage coming in. Royal Champ, not enough to get the scatter down, hanging on by a thread.
That's going to hurt there, but let's see how he's going to adapt with the Stone Slammer to the Wizard Tower. Then it should go over to the Scatter Shot to help take that down, and then he can Lalo like he is straight into the Eagle.
This actually puts him in not a bad position if he can get the Lalo moving in fast enough, get into that multi-section of the base with the Stone Slammer position, especially with the Drag Rider working along, forcing this Lalo through, spreading around pretty fast and far to the 3 o'clock corner of the base. And you can see the power of those Ice Hounds freezing up the multi-section and the Queen all in one foul swoop, but dropping those Skellies to help distract and give this more of a fighting chance.
But he has a rage. That warden ability was beautifully timed to protect all those balloons. The Queen goes down to the Ice Pups slowing her down, the Poison and the Lava Pups. But he's got the balloons coming down the backside. The Dragon Rider with the assistance of the warden. But these balloons, they were looking so good and they were just disappeared.
Absolutely shredded coming into this, and that Drag Rider not enough power to get through that Warden Tower. And when it's a race between your Warden on offense versus your Warden on defense, it's the defense that packs the nastier punch in this. So 37 seconds is going to give a little bit of time for Rollo to get the percentage up, try and get closer to that 90% mark, but not going to be the 3-star they were hoping to carry through.
Man, that is unfortunate. And this right here might be all the difference in the war, because Queen Walkers could easily walk away with 3 more triples in this one and take that title. And it could be a 90% fail. Not enough. Rollo, very nice try, but you are hoping to see a defense from Queen Walker's next, which the next attacker we've got is Stars. Then after that, we got Klaus. And then Yuda 14. I mean, which one of those are you trying to hope for a fail? It's just some of the top players around the world coming in for the one team. It's going to be such a difficult task to try to defend against those attackers.
Yeah, it's more of a mind game of the bases that they brought in to see if they could play with their heads a bit, try and make them rethink about their approaches and trip them up in where they're coming in from. And I think that's the hardest thing. But for Queen Walkers, we see that they have the resilience, they have the ability to really adapt on the fly as well, which is why it is so difficult to try and turn a war like this around, even with just 1-2 star separating you from this. So stars, as you mentioned, the third hitter in conjunction coming in with the Lalo. We've got the blimp to sail through for the scattershot compartment, dropping in the Yetis to clear out the pass.
You should be able to get this value. There it is. Rage drops a single balloon in there as well, which helps take out the scatter. Yeti is going through, going to take out the ground expo, taking out the sweeper. We never know which way yet. Sweeper and the Grand Warden altar. No, does a little bit of damage to the Grand Warden, but did not take out the air defense wizard tower in this compartment. You never know exactly what it's going to get. So you always have to be on your feet and have to be able to adapt if it doesn't get all the value you want.
Absolutely, but does get the CC pull, which is exactly what you want to see out of this. And the nice thing is getting deeper inside the base is a little bit better of a benefit because that air defense wizard tower, a little bit easier reachable from the outside edge to pick off even with a loon or anything to reach over those walls. So King is already lining up the funnel to work his way down towards that ego compartment. And we've got the Queen working her way into the multi-section. Oof. Losing out on that ice golem there.
Yeah, that ice golem getting sprung. We've got the Queen into the builder hut, the multi, the enemy Queen as well, but at least he dealt with the clan castle, so doesn't have to worry about that. Now sends the Royal Champion. She'll be making her way over towards the Eagle and the enemy King, but his King has the ability still, so should be able to pop that to try to help potentially distract the enemy King so the RC can grab this value. But there's another skeleton spell to try to stall him up, and a headhunter comes in to try to help and assist.
Yeah, he's got both heroes that he's contending with, the defending Queen and King. And the Royal Champ struggling to get through. The Skelly's trying to help, but there's still Skelly traps here to worry about. And the entire Tesla farm coming in. She gets the majority of this taken down. Freezes up the Queen to try and ensure she goes down fast. And gets the job done here with her ability to launch off and get the value. Beautiful push from the Royal Champ.
Oh, the Warden ability. It pops and protects the balloons. But the pathing is not ideal. He still has 9 more balloons, 2 freezes, and 2 hastes. He's going to have to use it on the bottom side scatter shot. Let's go. Yo, the Lava Hound's actually taking the scatter perfectly. That's a beautiful Hound, so he notices he doesn't have to use the freeze just yet. There's the freeze now. Hound pops, make his way to the backside. Now freezing it, but he's only got 25 seconds.
Not a lot of time and doesn't have a lot of steam left to go. These loons working as fast as they can. Minions going for the single.
Man.
Loons will get it down. He's still got the storage at the top side of the base. Dark Elixir storage up at the north with a minion on it. Knocks it down. What? 7 seconds.
No
and
way.
It's just enough.
Wow. How does Stars do it? Look at that. He is smiling. He was just wiping the sweat off right there. Gets the triple there for Queen WalkerStephanie and keeps the advantage. Now 9-8. They are 3 for 3. Just an incredible close to the attack. Stars sending the Lalo over the Town Hall, which is a very risky play to absolutely do so much damage if you don't time that Warden ability properly. But he got it off, and it resulted in the 3-star.
Absolutely. And I am very impressed the use of his Royal Champion. I mean, we've talked a lot about the power of the heroes, but I think what really needs to be noted is the power of the heroes in the right hands and how these pro players know how to get the maximum value out of them. And that was certainly displayed there. Let's see as Warning comes in, there's still opportunity for them to try and get a defense, but they are going to have to keep the 3 stars rolling through in order to see if they have the opportunity to force a second match.
With the Warnings, Queen coming off to the right, has the Dragon Riders and a few Hogs. Typically, you tend to use these Hogs to try to lure out a clan castle so that the Queen can deal with it a little bit earlier. Let's just keep our eye on how he wants to use this Hogs here. Maybe pick off a defense that's behind a wall or something. It could be like that as well, but it's going to take this Queen some time to charge into the Wizard Tower. And then she could loop her way into the base near that storage. Nope, she comes back and she goes for the eagle.
You're going for the eagle here, but we still have an opening to push our way through, sending in the hogs to try and keep her on course, though. But we've got the CC that's going to keep her on track here and send this in maybe to try and open up that Expo combination. Let's see where it's going. It's going in the wrong direction for this queen. So going to have to try and adapt on the fly here and work this queen through. But we know she likes to be through walls. She can still cover this one.
Yeah, the question though is time and also the town hall. What's his plan for that? Looks like he wants to blimp the town hall, sends that in, and he hasn't even dropped the king. What a crazy that a minute and a half left in the raid and your king still has not been deployed. Incredible. Usually you use the king nice and early to help set a funnel for the queen, but not doing that here as the sneaky goblins are trying to secure the town hall, and the queen is going to make her way to the enemy queen and that multi.
And this king could come in nicely from the bottom side of the base or helping out with some cleanup. We've got the scatter shot on the approach on the back end as the queen struggles to get through the walls. And here comes the king. Actually dropped in to work for that scatter shot position. Royal Champ cutting across for those defenses surrounding the town hall that are all but down. But we still need the core of the base to go down. And Drag Rider still in it, trying to pick it up. Queen's got her ability, able to boost it through and try and carry this along. There wasn't a lot of time left, but it seems to be coming all together for a warning now.
Look at that. The Royal Champion has an has two invis actually. Uses that and the freeze in the middle to swag it. Beautiful job. And it is going to be the 3-star here for warning. They need that. They need to do their absolute best to try to keep pace with Queen WalkerStephanie and hope that there is one small slip up that they can capitalize on, because if Queen WalkerStephanie come away with 2 more triples, they are the champions of the world's warm-up no matter what, and would be undefeated here in this bracket from the upper bracket, and that is an incredible feat nonetheless.
Yeah, so Vatang sitting back, fingers crossed, saying, can we get a 90% from Klaus or Yuda? And that's a tough one to ask for between both of those players. 90% is I feel like that's something they can do in their sleep, blindfolded,
right?
You know? So if they're still awake, you know, and not blindfolded, I think that they've got a pretty good chance. But let's see what Vatang still have in store, because Vatang has been known in the past for their base building. It's just that Queen Walkers has been efficiently on point on offense through these 3 matches so far. These three play days.
It's really been the storyline of Queen WalkerStephanie this tournament and how dominant they have been. And again, we're seeing a hog attack. Queen charge from Klaus. You don't see queen charge from Klaus all the time. He loves to come in and just get some insane value with his heroes and then just send the troops in. But he's sending in the blimp with the Yetis to take out this Eagle artillery. Go to grab the Archer Tower in this whole compartment, this value, with the queen being used to the bottom side. The healers are down on her. Then we'll be able to send the hogs in. But remember, you have to keep this queen alive and get a ton of value, because the hogs, if you find some giant bombs, they can go down pretty quick.
I think Klaus is taking the people's player approach here, giving them what they want, said, you guys want ground, I'll give you ground. He's confident enough to come in with it and work this through. But yes, indeed, this has a long way to go to try and work this queen along. And we've got to get to that town hall. I would not want to send those hogs coming into it. I think that would be quite risky, but let's see where we can path this in, keeping that queen in motion. Teslas do threaten to pull the queen a little bit further over, but she does start making her pass to the multi, exactly where we want to see her going.
She does, taking her time into the multi-target Inferno. Will she path in? She does. King's going to the left, and he's going to potentially make his way over to the town hall, but there might be a bunch of traps, giant bombs, skeletons to slow that king up, plus storages. That's going to be a big pain. The rage is down for his queen as he's making his way into the middle. There's the freeze on the Town Hall Expo. There's the tornado trap as well, which is going to be very hurtful for this game. But he already sends the world champion into the bottom side scatter and the warden. So he's going all out with this.
Oh, he is. Now drops the invisibility for the king, though. That carries him just through to take the town hall down. I was wondering how he was going to get out of that situation. Keeps the queen going. Still has her ability. Freezes up the multi to ensure that those healers survive as a royal champ. Slowly pushes through to take it on. Warden still has his ability intact. 17 hogs to get through this back end, Carvin. He is going all in for this.
He's doing a surgical hogs to pick off these defenses around. No wizard to the left side storage, so that's going to be a problem. With only 30 seconds, the queen's stuck behind the wall. The warden is going to be with the queen here. The bomb tower is going to do too much, and this is looking like a defense for Lanzalotta. The hogs getting sprung. 88. You need 4 more hogs to get these defenses. Come on. You got to send them in. Oh, no. Why are you not sending? There it is, finally. What?
90%, 91. What? They've got what they need to carry the percent lead.
Yes.
Oh my.
Look at that. It comes down to the final set of attacks. And we've talked about it before. The closer for Queen WalkerStephanie is going to be Yuda 14, the captain. If he triples, doesn't matter what happens for Vatang, they will win. But we know that if Vatang triple right here, they're going to put all that pressure onto Yuda. He's focused, and it's going to come down to that. They can win off percent. They can win this, because if something goes wrong in Yuda's attack, then that means Vatang will have a chance, and they could force match number 2, and then that one, the winner of that would be the champion. Because Vatang got knocked to the lower bracket, they have to defeat Queen WalkerStephanie here 2 times in order to be crowned the world's warm-up champion.
So for Vatang, up to Lanzalotta, who came in with a beautiful finisher to get them in this position. We've known him for the 3 stars. Can he do it again and try and put the pressure on Queen WalkerStephanie? Coming in with the queen charge, Lalo. We get to go back to the air route, which he does so very well. Sectioning this off, starting with the king for the multi, and that's going to force the queen potentially down through the center of this base.
Queen! No! Queen's ability was forced, but Lanzalotta is definitely a player that can recover from that. But he will not have that queen ability for later in the raid, when he will especially need it if the single target inferno back there locks onto this queen. But he does another wall break, which opens up the scatter shot compartment, and the queen can get that. Will she step in and go for it? RC's ability has been forced, and yes, the scatter shot goes down, and there's the invis to force the queen to the middle multi. What an invis!
Wow, and he's got one more to help hold off the healers if need be that are suffering through, rages them up, gets the multi down, so can still spare this invisibility spell for the queen coming in. What a charge we are witnessing from Lanzalotta, despite forcing an early ability, still powering this one along with such force. This eases up what the Lalo's going to need, but he still has to work his way through that town hall with it.
What an incredible invisibility spell, which made the Hound invisible, forced the queen to target onto the enemy royal champion, and it was perfect. And now she's just out of range of the enemy queen. How does he keep this queen alive in the middle there? And there it is. The single locks onto the queen with the freeze out of the town hall. Rages over that. Queen is gone. That's where he needed the queen ability. But the warden needs to protect these balloons. Pops it. Oh, there's the red air bombs. More traps. And the stone slammer. But the enemy queen is going to do a lot of damage.
They managed to survive through the traps, through the poison bomb. Healers coming in. They're going to work along, picking up any additional traps, but it's his back end that he still has to worry about. A couple extra loons for distraction. Minions coming down for cleanup, but all the splash on the back end, and the queen is what hurt this raid.
That is it from the queen right there. We saw the queen ability being forced early. He needed that queen ability for the enemy queen on the backside of that base. That would have been the difference maker right here for sure. What a great effort from Lanzalotta, which means that now all Queen WalkerStephanie have to get is at least a 2-star and percentage, and they can win it. They don't have to get that triple, which we know Yuda is for sure going to go for.
Yeah, this is a tough blow for Lanzalotta, but we saw the beauty in his charging. I mean, unfortunate that the queen ability went off early, just a miscalculation. It's always, I feel like some of the players just, they wait to the very last second before dropping those rages because they know almost how long they can wait. And sometimes it does them in, but still what a powerful push through. It's a great finish for him nonetheless, but Queen Walkers with this massive advantage to finish the day and claim that first place $15,000 prize.
Well, they need a 2-star and 85%. That's the mark that we have to look out for Yuda. If he gets that, they win this war and are the champion of the world warm-up. If he doesn't, then we will go into match number 2 for Vatang to try to make that comeback. Again, that is 2 stars, 85%. That's the number to keep in mind.
So we've got the queen charge Lalo, but we are bringing in potentially, unless he switches it up, this wall wrecker to open up the path. 22 loons. We know that we're going to need some of these to be Coco loons for the healers, which means we might only have about 17 loons to use. So this could be a big push and hero dive coming in to the mix, leading through into the right towards the town hall, cutting straight through the base.
Yeah. The queens have to deal with the Teslas, the Eagle Artillery, Enemy King, a ton of stuff over here, so we have to be very careful. There's the rage, but these healers are getting hit by the air defense, so he's going to lose a healer just like that, but does use some balloons to try to pick it off, but there's more traps down here, and he's already investing a Warden of the King and the Log Launcher to open up to the core of this base.
I'm going for that full hero dive. We've even got the jump for the back end to ensure that we can work our way through should we not get the openings, but this should be a fairly easy pass and can still use it to jump in additional compartments. One thing is, this base is completely open once that town hall section is available. Even gets the wall break into the scatter shot for the queen. Royal champ on the opposite side with the king to carry through, and the Yetis to start picking off those centralized infernos here leading to the town hall.
Incredible. Now the queen's going to get locked down in the hound. The queen comes back around. We'll be able to path her way straight to this town hall. And it doesn't look like he needs a jump spell at this point. All he needs to do is get that 85% with that 2-star. They will be walking away with this, but he's already invested the Royal Champion. So he's got to do the Lalo without the Warden here. And he's moving his way to the town hall. Queen's ability. There's the rage. And the queen's going to heal back up some traps, but the queen takes the town hall down. And now he's pushing for the 85%.
It's a very similar approach to what we saw earlier in the war, just coming in with the surrounding loons to help support, but you would need the queen to actually carry this on. Percent is going to suffer with the queen down now. He's got 2 freezes, he's got an invisibility spell and a haste, so he's got some support here to come in, but he's got to play his cards right to get the percent to 85. This is creeping up.
Closing in. No, tornado trap. Uh-oh, 82. Come on, 85. We're just 3 buildings away. He's got him on the bottom side. And Yuda, 14, is going to get this one for Queen WalkerStephanie. And they are going to be crowned the champions of the Clash of Clans World's Warm-Up. Congratulations. They go undefeated in this bracket and show their dominance and just an unbelievable performance.
And he's going to triple it. Nonetheless, he comes in with the 3-star.
No, it's a 99. Oh, the jinx. You had to manage the lady maid. Jinx comes in at the end, but it's okay. No worries there. It is the victory for Queen WalkerStephanie. Oh man, what a performance.
Oh, beautiful victory there. I blame the jump. The jump was the jinx. Queen Walker, so with an insane performance walking away.